Welcome, I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I thought today we would take a look at the new fusion champion, Morrigaine, and I think she's going to be a very cool champion to have on our accounts. Definitely something that's going to be useful for anybody that decides to go for this fusion. Now it is going to be a very tough fusion, being a more traditional style fusion, so it might be something that you're not going to want to participate in, and in which case I don't see that being a problem. I think we have lots of champions available that do the same thing she does, but if you don't have somebody like her, she's going to be worth getting. She's got good base stats. She's got really cool kit with a lot of useful stuff in there. Especially going to be good, I think, for Arena as a speed boost champion. I think she's going to be really, really good for that. Now, obviously, there are more than a few options there, so you don't need her necessarily. And she doesn't bring anything so unique that I'm thinking that you have to get this champion. I just like what she does bring for her kit, and I think she's going to be worth the effort to get for many of you out there. Now, that said, let's go ahead and look at her kit, look at her art, and we'll see about using her. I really want to try and focus on her in Arena, which is kind of where I want to see where she's going to be, because I think that's probably where she's going to be most utilized. I think she's going to obviously have some really good addition in a lot of other areas of the game, but I feel like Arena is kind of going to be her spot. I really appreciate you coming by to watch this video, and if you enjoy it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And of course, if you enjoyed today's music, we have that Soundstripe link down below in the pinned comment description of this video, along with my code DeadwoodJedi to save yourself 15%. And of course, if you're looking for account work, you can find that on my website, DeadwoodJedi.com. All right, so this is Morrigaine. I cannot tell if this is supposed to be a Little Mermaid reference with like an Ursula type thing, if it's maybe a Pirates of the Caribbean thing, right, with her underwater witch style stuff going on, or if it's supposed to be like Morrigaine from King Arthur legend type of thing. I really don't know. But what I do know is she looks awesome. I think she looks really cool. I love the locks. Clearly she was, buried underwater and forced to die there or whatnot. And now she's undead and floating out here in these undead hordes. So very cool, I think. But let's go ahead and look at her kit, see what's going on there. So A1, it's a single target attack, never my favorite. Does have a chance of placing decreased speed for 2 turns. This is definitely going to be something that's going to be great for bosses in dungeons, in Doom Tower. Single target is definitely useful for that with that decreased speed. So that's always a solid ability right there. Books up to 70% chance, so there's a pretty high chance for that debuff to land too. A2 has a 75% chance, books up to 100 for all these in 3-turn cooldown, of stealing all buffs from a target enemy. So you get a full buff strip and cleanse. That's really good. And then has a same chance of landing True Fear on all those enemies for 1 turn. So this is why I see Arena being really good. Not only do you strip all the buffs off the enemy, but you're placing a True Fear on them afterwards, which can be really debilitating. And if you're going against bosses, which is really cool here, you can place a decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns instead, which is pretty dope. So you can, if maybe we're not doing the True Fear, but we're stealing buffs either way, but we're at least getting something even if we are going against bosses with a decreased accuracy. I really wish the decreased accuracy would be included, whether there was a boss or not. That would make this a much better ability and way more useful for Arena, but this is still pretty darn good, I think. And then the A3, chance of decreasing the turn meter of all enemies by 20%, again, books up to 100%, and fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% with an increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. So we're getting a kit very similar to Lysandra with this last ability on a 4-turn cooldown, where we're reducing the turn meter of our enemies, increasing our turn meter, and giving us a speed buff. So she's probably the second best turn meter manipulator for Arena right now because of that, right? Lysandra's number 1. She reduces the enemy turn meter by 30%, boosts us by 30%, and gives us the increased speed. She's exactly the same, except it's just 20% across the board. That's still extremely, extremely strong. And then her passive ability, at the start of each turn, places a 100% heal reduction for 2 turns on the enemy with the lowest HP. This debuff cannot be removed, transferred, spread, or have its duration increased or decreased by enemies or allies. So we are going to get 100% heal reduction out there pretty much every turn as well. And this is where that buff strip becomes really helpful, because now they're not going to be able to block those debuffs. So there's definitely a lot to like about this. I have a feeling she's going to be I feel like you could use her in a couple different ways, right? If you want to use her as your speed champion, you can do that. She does have a 19% speed in all battles aura, which is quite nice. But more importantly, she's going to give you that crazy turn meter boost and manipulation right there off the bat. That's going to help you go first if you're fastest. if you're not fastest, I do feel like you could open with that A2, strip all the enemy buffs and true fear them. The hard part is, of course, surviving their initial attack, but if you can, especially with that heal reduction ability out there, it's going to be hard for the enemy to really stay up on things, right? If you can heal reduction somebody like a Duchess or Wither, all of a sudden these champions that, keep their teams alive and are really, we see a lot on defense, these delay kind of defenses aren't going to be as effective because we're going to be able to block a lot of what's going on there. So there's definitely a lot of potential to her, and I think she's going to be pretty good depending, pretty much no matter how you utilize her. I think she's going to have some real good options for Arena. So just to give you an idea of how I built her, I have her in all speed gear. I basically took all the gear off my Lady Kimmy and put it on her. Is this the best build? No, it's not. I definitely have too low on some things, but I figured it'd be a good example of how we could utilize her, right? With this build, she's got 320 speed. That's very fast, I feel like, and that can be really helpful for us. 436 accuracy. For the level of opponents I'm going to be facing, that's actually extremely low. So that's not my favorite part about this. Definitely something I'd like to go ahead and improve. But I feel like this should be enough to at least see some of her debuffs in action, right? Decent survivability stats, nothing crazy out there, and hopefully it'll be enough for us to win and survive. But a lot of these teams are slower than us. I'm gonna bring in my Siphi. I got my Yumeko and my Soulless to kind of do the workout here. So we'll see if this works. I think this is Chofly's team, so we're gonna see how this can work right here. Now, right off the bat, she should, I believe, Siphi's gonna be our fastest champion here, right? So this just ensures that we go first. So there we go, we get that speed buff going on, and here we go with her. She's gonna do her speed thing, and we can try to see, if her accuracy is enough to make stuff happen. Was able to reduce the turn meter of all those enemies, which is great. Boosted ourselves, fantastic stuff. And now we can reset our skills, reset the enemy skills, and it's gonna be pretty much game over here, even if it's not over right away. And notice that heal reduction out there on Duchess. That's massive, right? She's such a pain to deal with. Now we don't have to worry about that, which is absolutely huge. So that's the part that I get really excited about. We can go ahead and sleep him right there. And yeah, it should be pretty much game over at this point, right? Next thing I'm interested to do is use her A2 ability right here. Obviously, that's not the perfect way to do it, but let's see if we can't steal some of those shields. Boom. We got the True Fear out, even if we didn't steal any shield buffs. That's fine. That's plenty for us. Being able to get that True Fear is a massive boon, I think. And then we can kind of just go to town here and let Soulless do his work. Duchess obviously is problematic. Now I can go all the way back there, or I can just take out Duchess, and now it's pretty much full auto. Hopefully we're going to be strong enough to make this work, but we'll see as it goes through. But yeah, I think you can see there's definitely some potential to be utilizing her either as a buff strip champion like you'd use a Madame Ceres or even a Kymar. I feel like this could be an excellent Kymar substitution, right? You can pair her with somebody like an Arbiter, strip the enemy buffs and place True Fear on them, helping to lock them down and get some control for your team, while then you don't even need the speed boost necessarily to do that work, right? Because you're not as worried about the enemy killing you because they're not getting their setup. On the other hand, you can definitely use that speed boost and just ensure that your team goes first, and probably even adjust with like a hybrid type of team, something where maybe your champion goes pretty fast, right? Maybe not this fast, maybe like 280 or something, or 260, where you're going to be faster than a lot of enemy slow teams, but not as fast as their fast teams. And with this, you can kind of adjust your read, your take as you go through, right? When you put her in immunity gear, perhaps, maybe build her with a lot of resistance in addition to the accuracy, and all of a sudden you have a different style of build going on. And of course, I stuffed this up, and so we're probably going to end up losing the fight, but I think we get the idea of how she can work, right? The debuffs are landing, and they're quite good and very effective. So there's definitely a lot I like about her, for sure. I don't like dying. That part is less good, but I think you guys get the idea. All right, we're gonna try this again. I've been trying this one a couple times to get it set up. Basically, the idea is have Morrigaine go second on this team and try to utilize some of her skills in a different way. So I brought in Riho to hopefully cleanse. I brought in Mithrala to hopefully cleanse, and we'll see if that actually works. But yeah, we got her accuracy up considerably. Her speed is down to 260, so hopefully this will work and have her go second, and we'll all stay alive. But we're gonna see. Obviously, these are all very tough teams, and I've been struggling to make this work. But we'll see if this can work or not. Okay, there we go. We got the cleanse now. from Riho. Perfect. Boom. Everybody's alive. We healed up a little bit. And that's going to allow us then to hopefully strip all these buffs, right? They're all set. Look at that. We got the heal reduction, fully stripped the buffs from Astralon. We did get the True Fear out, which is going to be good for us. And at this point, we can, pretty much clean up. I'm just going to single target Astralon here, just so we can see exactly how this works, right? Obviously, their Tuhana Rock is going to be pretty effective against us, but maybe we can take out 1 or 2 of these champions here and not have to worry about it. At this point, right, we can go ahead and boost our speed up, reduce their speed, which is always great, get a nice shield out, protect ourselves, and this is how we kind of keep it going, I think. Hopefully this will be a very effective approach for us here. And you can see that heal reduction. Doesn't matter if that is there or not. We're going to have that heal reduction going on, get the decreased speed. She's very effective. So if you can get her a turn, she's really good, right? She's going to either, strip the enemy buffs, cleanse, do all these different things for us, which is what we want, which I think can be really, really effective, right? So definitely a good champion, I would say. I don't know about like game changing or anything like that, but definitely somebody I would keep an eye out on as far as trying to, who to pick up, who to go for. I think she's good. So yeah, there you go. Nice and simple, actually. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So is she going to be great for all situations? No, but definitely going to be a useful champion for us in Arena when we're going to town on stuff. So I definitely think that she's going to be good. Let's go ahead and take her into at least one dungeon here so we can see what she's like against bosses. Okay, so I'm going to try and drop her into my Fire Knight team. This is going to make my team considerably slower, but it will be interesting to see how this works for us just in general. So that's going to be kind of the goal here. We'll see if this works or how well it works, I guess would be a better way of phrasing it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Kymar as well, and I'm just going to kind of manual this start because obviously getting the buffs out right is going to be important, right? So I'll just manual each wave, but we should be able to see how effective she can be with this type of thing. So we can go ahead and get that sleep going. She can do, I guess we might as well do this, right? Doesn't really matter. We're all going to sleep anyway. Look, we get that turn speed buff up right there, right? Just adding another buff to our kit. Decrease defense and weaken. And hopefully she can just rock them all down. Not quite enough. Reset it one more time. Probably unnecessary, but hey, we'll do it anyway. The good thing is she's reducing turn meter while she does it, which is really good, I think. And so, yeah, let's see if we can't get the True Fear going, which is great. And then I think we'll just single target these people. Get them down nice and easy here. With Kymar, shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, this might take a second here, but we'll get through this wave. It's not the fastest because I didn't set it up properly. Don't have the right champions involved, little things like that. Okay, on to the second wave. Let's see if we can't do it better this time. Probably not, but we'll try and speed ourselves up here. Get the drop in. Boom, boom. Go ahead and try and lock them down. Okay, again, not perfect, but we can reset and basically do it all over again, which is great. Turn meter boost. Get them up. Get them up. And dusted. All right, great. Now we're at the boss. Perfect. Just what we want. I'm just going to try and attack and get this guy shield down so we can go. Boom, boom. That A1. The only attack skill is that A1. So, pro con, how you feel about that, but it is what it is. There we go. Got the turn meter down. Perfect. And now with her, we can get the decreased speed. Well, hopefully we can get the decreased speed. Maybe not right away. But anyway, this should work, right? Now we're at the boss. She's going to be somewhat effective. And you'll see, hopefully it works so we get that decreased accuracy out there. Although, we did just do the A2. It didn't see it land, which is unfortunate. She's not fully booked, is she? So all that, she's not even booked right now. So kind of keep that in mind. There's that decreased accuracy we wanted. We're going to be able to just beat down this boss. All right, so we got through it pretty quickly. Wasn't much of an issue. Obviously, 4 minutes is not great, and she's not perfect for this boss in general, but you can see what she can do. Brings that decreased speed, that decreased accuracy, and boosts the speed of all of our allies. That's kind of the point of showcasing her, and I think she's going to be fine at that. She only has 1 damage skill, though, so let's remember she's not a damage dealer. You're not going to build her for that. You're going to build her with accuracy. You're going to build her with speed, and that's pretty much it. Just survivability after that. So, like an idiot, I totally did all that testing, no books on her. Like, of course she wasn't doing all the stuff she's supposed to do because her percentages weren't 100%. This A1, 75% chance. I'm an idiot. This one, 75% chance. Still an idiot. 50% chance. Still dumb. So let's go ahead and book her. I'll take her back into one of those arena teams and see if we can't see what she's really about when we go second here. I think that's really where it's going to showcase. Obviously, her going first and fast, we already kind of saw that. The dungeon, I don't see a lot of significant changes there. Where I really see a big change is going to be in arena. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. We're bringing Lady and Kimmy here to give us increased accuracy. Hopefully it will allow our accuracy on Morrigaine to be high enough to actually let her see her do her A2 skills. We're going to have Hellcat in there mostly just to protect us, hopefully keep us alive. And we'll see if this works. They have a Valkyrie. And that's who we're going to be trying to steal buffs from, which I'm kind of excited to do. So there we go. We see the increased speed, increased accuracy. Obviously, we did land some debuffs out there. Now, we actually get to go first here, which is pretty awesome. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue the speed in the turn meter boost, get ourselves set up, and try and get them on the way back around. I think that's going to make the most sense here out of all the options that we have. And hopefully you can kill. Nope. Okay, that's not going to be great. Yeah, try and put decreased speed on them. Sure, why not? Decrease actually. Hey, yeah, why not? So you can see there's some buffs out there. Obviously, they have. These are going to be the 2 most resistance-heavy champions. So we're going to see if we can't strip any of those buffs. We did strip it from Duchess, which is actually kind of surprising. And you can see the true fear getting out on many of these champions. Now that we're fully booked, these should be landing unless they get resisted. Obviously, you know. Mountain King is bad affinity for us, and that's part of the reason why we're not landing all those debuffs right there. But yeah, pretty solid, I would say. Start for us. That's less solid. And that's how we're going to die. We don't have any more damage out here. We didn't prep everything perfectly, but you can see the idea behind this, right? She can strip, she can put that true fear out, and pretty effective overall. All right, so Morrigaine, is she worth getting? Should you fuse her? I say yeah, why not? I mean, like, you know, when it comes to these fusions, you have the opportunity to get a legendary champion. Take it if you can get it. Obviously, there's a heavy resource cost. This is a traditional fusion. It's going to take a lot of resources to be able to make this work. And many of you, that might be prohibitive, you know? You do kind of have to judge that for yourself. The worst thing is to be halfway through it and be like, oh, no, I can't make it. But if you're somebody with the resources able to do the fusion, I actually think she's totally worth getting. She's not going to be a game changer for most people that have older accounts or an end game account. You probably have champions that can do what she does and probably as well, maybe even better. So like for my account, she's not actually going to change anything. She just gives me another tool in the tool bag to use. For many people without a speed champion, I think she's going to be absolutely phenomenal for you guys. She's extremely good all the way around. Like, you know, I think she brings a lot to the table. I really like the buff strip and the true fear ability. I think that's really good, especially for lower levels where you don't have insane resistances like I'm facing. I mean, these guys probably all have 600 plus resistance. It's very difficult to actually, you know, strip any of the buffs you actually need is pretty darn high. But when you're in lower gold tiers, when you're in silver and tag team, obviously it becomes a lot easier to be able to utilize champions like this all the way around. And I do feel like there is a lot of flexibility there. I don't think she's going to be particularly great for dungeons or Doom Tower stuff, but I don't think she's going to be bad either. She does bring some solid debuffs for you. Decreased speed, decreased accuracy, not to mention the fact that she's increasing the speed of all your allies. Those are all good skills to have. So she's definitely going to be a positive on that. She's probably not going to be a game changer for you is the only thing. So I definitely feel like she's somebody worth getting if you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, I don't think it's going to be worth sweating about. I don't think you have to feel bad about it either. But if I was going to recommend fuse or not fuse, I would say fuse. I think she's a good addition to the game. Not a game-changing champion like Hellcat or Brogni, but very, very good and worth getting and adding to your account. So that's my opinion on it. Hopefully that aligns with yours, but I'm always interested to hear what you guys say. So if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this somebody you're going to be going for? Is this someone that you're not going to be going for? Is there somewhere that I should have utilized her and I didn't when showcasing her? I'd be really interested in hearing what you guys think about her. This is kind of a briefer showcase on my part, so we didn't go too in depth, but I think it gives you a good sense of the kind of stuff that she can do and how you can use her in your teams. I do feel like there's some flexibility with her kit because it is pretty diverse. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for sticking around. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.